Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm thrilled to have you here today. Before we start Power English, let's take a look at some important words and idioms. 1. Thought-provoking. When we say something is thought-provoking, we mean that it has the power to stimulate your intellect and emotions. It's content or experiences that go beyond the surface and make you ponder, question, and analyze various aspects of life, society, or a specific subject. Let's make this crystal clear with a couple of examples. Picture a thought-provoking documentary that delves into the ethical dilemmas surrounding artificial intelligence and its impact on society. It's the kind of content that doesn't just inform but challenges your worldview. Or imagine attending a philosopher's thought-provoking lectures. These aren't just run-of-the-mill lessons. They invite you to engage in meaningful discussions about the nature of existence, the very core of who we are. 2. Find out. When we find out something, we're acquiring fresh knowledge about a particular topic or situation. It's about learning and growing. For instance, imagine you're planning your day, and you need to find out the time of a meeting. Or you find out exciting news, your favorite author is coming to town for a book signing. I need to find out the time of the meeting tomorrow. I was surprised to find out that my favorite author was coming to town for a book signing. 3. One size fits all. One size fits all describes something designed to work or fit a wide range of people or situations without customization. Think of it like a universal approach. For instance, the store offered a one-size-fits-all t-shirt that was meant to fit most people comfortably. The problem with this software is that it's too one-size-fits-all. It doesn't cater to the specific needs of our industry. 4. The first thing. When we say, the first thing, we're talking about that initial step or action, the one that's given top priority, or is the opening move in a sequence. It's like setting the stage for everything that follows. Let me illustrate with a couple of examples. The first thing I do in the morning is make a cup of coffee to wake up. It's that pivotal step that gets me going each day. Similarly, when you embark on a new project, the first thing to consider is setting clear goals. It's the foundation on which your entire project will stand. 5. Biography. When we mention biography, we're referring to a special type of written work. It's the story of a real person's life, but here's the twist: it's not written by that person. No, it's crafted by another talented writer who delves into the life, experiences, and impact of the subject. Let's make this concept more tangible with a concrete example. Imagine discovering a new biography of the great Abraham Lincoln. It's not a document penned by Lincoln himself, but a compelling account of his life, written by an author who's explored every aspect of his journey.
Hey, I'm Kristen Cho.
I'm Cameron Word, and this is Power English.
Oh, yes, we forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you and I have too much fun sometimes.
We do have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I can't stop laughing.
Well, I hope that with us having fun, the listeners also have fun.
I think they do.
Because that just makes the entire learning process more enjoyable.
Oh, for sure.
Makes you want to do it more.
Listen, life is not about just English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our life is about English, but everyone else's life is not about English.
Oh my gosh. We would like to, whenever you're learning, actually, everyone, Cameron is learning another language.
Oh, goodness.
You're a linguistic genius. What language are you learning?
I've recently started learning Portuguese.
Portuguese.
I go to a Portuguese class once a week.
My goodness. Why Portuguese?
Well, I went to Portugal on vacation, and it was just a lot of... I enjoyed the country so much. Like, beautiful country, wonderful food.
Oh, wow.
But I felt bad because I had to speak English with everybody.
Okay.
So I thought if I ever go back, at least have a few words that I could say to...
Good for you.
Yeah.
I think that's really respectful when you go traveling. At least say, like, thank you, learn thank you in that language. I think that's really nice. Just like, people who come here, 감사합니다. That's nice.
It's so cute. I know, I've been here long enough. So now I look at the foreigners speaking Korean and I'm like, oh, you're so cute.
Yeah, that's very cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, joining a book club is our topic today. I love thought-provoking books.
Yes.
Okay, this is a good word. Kind of hard, but good word. Thought-provoking.
Yeah.
So thought-provoking. Provoking. What is thought-provoking?
So provoking itself means to kind of push or pick at something. It's often negative.
Yeah.
But in this phrase, thought-provoking means to cause someone to think about something.
Yes.
It's usually a very interesting question. That you're like,
Ooh.
what is my opinion on that?
Right.
What do I think about that?
Really makes you think, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I love thought-provoking books.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like just like romance novels, but I really like thought-provoking books.
Yeah.
Philosophy,
some literature.
Yeah, okay. Find out something is our other expression.
You're gaining knowledge, you're learning about something.
One size fits all.
Means that it is good for everybody. It's appropriate for everyone.
Oh, so we're not talking about clothes.
Yeah, it is used for clothes, but in this case, we're just talking about it matches or is good for everyone to know or do.
Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
The first thing to ask yourself is, what kind of books do you like to read?
Well, I love thought-provoking spy novels and biographies.
The next thing to find out is where and how often they meet. Is it at a member's house, or do they meet virtually? Once a week or once a month?
I'd prefer to meet online.
Okay. Finally, what kind of discussions do they have? Analysis? Debates?
I used to think book clubs were one size fits all. You've given me a lot to think about.
Okay, let's take a look at this dialogue. Dahlia says, the first thing to ask yourself is, what kind of books do you like to read? Okay, remember, he wants to join a book club.
Yes.
So Dahlia is helping him. So the first thing to do or to ask, what is this pattern?
You are introducing a list of actions that you're going to want to take to, achieve a goal.
Yeah.
In this case, finding a book club. So the first thing to ask yourself, it's a way of introducing the beginning of the process.
Okay, so the first thing, so this is what you need to, do. So what kind of books do you like to read, right? And what does Robert say?
Well, I love thought-provoking spy novels and biographies.
Okay, so here comes the word thought-provoking.
Yeah.
Okay, thought-provoking is what again?
So it causes you to think. And if we talk about this word provoke again, if you provoke someone, you're trying to get them angry.
Yeah,
is what that word means by itself.
Yeah.
Cause a reaction.
That's right.
Right? But whenever you say thought-provoking, you're causing thoughts in a person. And so you're making them think often about a serious issue or an issue they've never even considered before.
That's right. So here, he likes thought-provoking spy novels. So it's not just any spy novel, but it's kind of like, there's like a real historical background behind it.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on intellectually.
Yeah.
It's thought-provoking.
Well, there are a few of these spy novels that the author gets really, they research it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but there was one novel.
Da Vinci Code?
No.
Okay.
It was about, it had a submarine in it, an American submarine.
Okay.
And it was so close to how the submarines were actually made. The U.S. government thought that this guy got into like some secret information.
Really?
Yeah. So they actually had to like go back and change the submarine because it was like so close to but the guy had just researched and like with his own like reasoning
Really?
thought, oh, this is how the submarine should work. But it turned out to be very close to like top secret government information.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that would be like an example of a thought-provoking spy novel that makes you think about how submarines work or whatever.
All right. And how about biography? This is our power vocab.
Yeah. A biography is often a book, but it can be a movie about someone's life who was real.
Yeah.
They can be living or not living. So you could have, you know, a biography about Steve Jobs, or you could have a biography about Kristen Cho.
Wow.
I don't know.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
You know, sometimes people are like, you know, it's really funny how people in Korea always are telling me, you need to write a book about your life.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, my life is not that interesting.
And if the book is written by the person that it's about, that would be called an autobiography.
Very good. All right, Dahlia says the next thing to find out is where and how often they meet. Okay, so first, what kind of book do you like? The next thing to find out, is what?
So to find out where and how often they meet, you've got to get that information of location and frequency.
That's right.
And she uses the word find out. So this is to learn or to research about something.
Yeah, to find out.
To find out, it often feels like you probably had to do a little bit of searching for it.
Yes, that's right. I agree.
Right?
Right, yeah. Because if you're just to finding, simply just like, just to find where and why and how, it's kind of like, okay, you look here, you look over here, you look over there, and you'll find it. But find out is more of an active search.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it at a member's house, or do they meet virtually once a week or once a month? Right. So how often and where?
Yes.
And Robert says,
I'd prefer to meet online.
Online, okay. Okay, finally, what kind of discussions do they have? Analysis, debates?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that's true. If you're meeting up, and if the conversation is, oh my gosh, that book was so good. I love the book. Yay, book.
Right.
Most people will probably find that boring.
Right.
So are you analyzing it? Oh, the red door.
Yeah.
It symbolizes the passion that the main character has in their heart.
Right.
But they live in the domestic, that type of, or is it a debate? Like, I like this character because, the Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Mr. Darcy or, what's the other one?
Oh, I forgot his name.
Everyone loves Darcy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But then maybe someone else doesn't, like I think he's an arrogant, so-and-so, right? So debate. Okay.
Yeah.
So Robert finally says, I used to think book clubs were one size fits all. You've given me a lot to think about. Okay. So Robert had the impression or used to think that book clubs were one size fits all.
Yes.
So we're not talking about clothes. What are we talking about?
Right. The origin of this word is talking about clothing. Everyone wears the same size.
Yeah.
There's no small, medium, large.
프리사이즈.
Yeah, 프리사이즈, which is, the Konglish equivalent, right? But now we also use this for, like, anything that is supposed to be appropriate or match the needs of everyone. So he used to think, it didn't matter which book club. They all were good for everyone.
Right.
But now I see book clubs have their own specialties that are good for some people and not good for others.
Okay, very good. Okay, so, it's not book clubs. There are many varieties. So you have to choose the one that's good for you.
Yeah.
If you were to choose a book club,
Yeah.
which one would it be? Like, what kind of books?
You would have to meet in person. And it would either be probably fantasy.
Fantasy?
I do read a lot of fantasy.
Okay.
Maybe some philosophy books.
Oh, philosophy?
Possibly.
Wow, that's pretty thought-provoking.
What about you? What kind of book club would you be in?
I would just be like...
Like romantic comedy.
Romantic. I like the historical romance.
Historical romance.
Those are always good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
The first thing to ask yourself is what kind of books do you like to read?
Well, I love thought-provoking spy novels and biographies.
The next thing to find out is where and how often they meet. Is it at a member's house or do they meet virtually? Once a week or once a month?
I'd prefer to meet online.
Okay. Finally, what kind of discussions do they have? Analysis? Debates?
I used to think book clubs were one-size-fits-all. You've given me a lot to think about.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 58 and 59. If something is thought-provoking, it really makes you think and think hard.
Yeah.
Okay? Tom Reynolds wrote a very thought-provoking essay in the Times today.
Send me a link and we can talk about it over lunch.
Okay. A thought-provoking, like op-ed.
An op-ed,
Yeah.
yeah. Korean would be like a kisa, I think. Like
Yes.
the articles in the newspaper
The
that
newspaper,
are commenting on society.
That's right. A thought-provoking book. How about this? That thought-provoking poem the girl read had me in tears by the end of it. A thought-provoking poem.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, aside from what we read, is there anything else that could be thought-provoking?
Well, a thought-provoking question.
Okay.
It doesn't even have to be an entire, book. It can just be one sentence that someone says that is very thought-provoking. A conversation can be thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking. How about if you go to an art exhibit, the works of art, can that be thought-provoking?
Yeah, it can.
Okay.
What is that one piece of art where they just took a banana and they taped it to the wall
Oh my gosh.
and they said art?
Oh, wow.
And it's like, well, is that art?
Yeah.
Is it not art? How
What is that?
expensive is that?
I could do that.
Is this stupid? Is it genius?
Right.
That would be the example of thought-provoking art.
Right. Okay. Find out something means to kind of actively search for information to gain knowledge.
Yeah.
I just found out that Jim from accounting is dating Carol from marketing.
That's old news. They announced their engagement yesterday.
Okay. So I found out it's kind of like, I was given this information.
Yeah. There's kind of in this instance, it feels a little gossipy.
It does.
Did you hear?
Did
my
you?
gosh, I found out.
Guess what I found out?
Yeah, I guess.
We often say, guess what I found out? It's almost as if you came upon this information and it was a bit of a secret and you uncovered the secret.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. I found out the factory was shutting down in a month.
Yeah. Maybe you're investigating something. And you're looking at all these sources and someone you're interviewing.
Right.
The factory's shutting down in a month.
That's right. Right.
I found out.
So oftentimes, of course, in the dialogue, it is like, oh, you should find out where it is, and who do. Yes, it has a very neutral meaning. But in many cases, it's used in this way, like, I found out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, ooh, it's a secret, but I found out.
It's a secret or it's a mystery. Let's say you're adopted.
Yeah.
And you want to find out who your real parents are.
Oh.
So you try to find out
Right.
who your biological parents are.
Well, yeah, there's been a lot of that.
So find out can be, it just is like, I heard some news, but it can also mean I investigated and researched something to figure it out.
Right. So it changes slightly according to the context.
Yeah.
Now, one size fits all, of course, originally is referring to the pre-size. Like everyone, there's only one size, okay? But in a figurative sense, it means everyone.
Everyone can use it. Everyone can do it or enjoy it.
Would you like a multivitamin?
No, I don't think health supplements should be one size fits all.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Some people need more iron. Some people need more magnesium.
Right. So everybody's different.
Yeah.
It's not one size fits all.
Right.
We offer low-cost, one-size-fits-all technology solutions for small companies.
Yeah, so they don't have custom service, custom products.
Right.
Their products are one size fits all, so it's you buy it, and that's it.
And sometimes, they have those like sort of web designs that are kind of one size fits all. But of course, you have a selection. But it's not like for a particular industry or a particular company.
Right.
Yeah, it's like you can choose one of our many designs.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Now, the first thing is our power pattern.
And this is whenever you are introducing several steps that you're going to have to take.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the start of the process.
Okay. The first thing you need to do is turn on the electricity for the cabin. So once you go to the cabin, the first thing you need to do, turn on the electricity.
Yes. The first thing to look for is a safe spot to set up the tent.
Okay, giving tips about camping.
Yeah, when you're camping, gotta find, while the sun is up, put your tent up.
That's a good tip.
Nothing worse than putting a tent up
in the dark. In the dark. It's so true.
So hard.
Well, the good thing about Korea is that there's really, unless you go deep in the mountains, you can find a safe spot. But usually these camping sites, they kind of have it already arranged.
Yeah.
So you just kind of pitch your tent there. All right, our power vocabulary today is biography. It's a kind of story of a person's life. Not a kind of, but it is the story of a person's life. So do check out the definition on page 60 and stop by Audio Ohakdang